Hey cutie foodies, it's the one and only Sweet Pea here, and today we have a little seafood feast that we're going to dig into. I already have an egg marinating into my very own butter sauce. So, boiled eggs, boiled potato, blue crab, we have some rice and some cucumber that I've already been eating and dipping into here because it tastes très delicious. Juice, water, and welcome back to another installment of the 31 Days of Halloween. Let's try this egg. I usually don't eat boiled eggs in a seafood boil or plate, but I see a lot of you mukbangers doing it. Mukbangers, however you want to pronounce it, and I was curious. So, and I hate the yolk. Mm. 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 But it's pretty good with this sauce. Nice and spicy too. Let's try a piece of potato that I boiled to perfection. I'm getting oil on my legs. Let me just get this as hot, but my usual sauce is just like red hot and some butter, a little bit of salt and pepper. I love the flavor of red hot. And this time I decided to mix it up a little. I needed some garlic butter crabs from Crab King truck. Or is it King Crab? Either way, they're parked out in Newark. Damn good seafood if you ask me. Ooh, spicy. Let me eat one of these crabs. Some of the legs broke off. But it is what it is. And then I hear a lot of people talking about eating little guts on the inside of the crab with some rice. So I'm going to try that out today. I know I have a cousin who actually eats the whole crab. Like some people just bite into shrimp and they eat it. They'll peel off the top shell and just eat the crab. I'm like, are you serious? And your stomach is made of steel, and so is your throat, because I would not be swallowing this hard mess. A lot of people think it's not worth it eating blue crab, but I love all crab. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, every Friday, my father would have to bring her not a dozen, not 2 dozen, not half dozen, but a full-on bushel of these blue crabs. And she would just sit there and eat this and drink some lemonade. And that would be her Friday night pregnant special. So I came out the womb loving seafood. I feel so sorry for people that are allergic. But I tell people all the time, and I mean this, if I ever developed an allergy to seafood, especially crab, I would eat it anyway. give me an EpiPen and some what's that? Benadryl. Open this damn claw. And some Benadryl, and I'm gonna eat it. So they better figure out a cure for seafood allergies, but God willing, that will never happen to me. So I don't have to worry about it. Eating these crabs gonna take forever. And I don't want my camera to die like it did yesterday. Well, phone rather, because I use my phones to record, which is nothing wrong with that. Y'all get this video some likes, and y'all subscribe some more. Make sure you share, and that way I'll be able to get a good camera. Liking and subscribing, sharing, and commenting always helps me out. So, truly appreciate it if you could do that for me. Anyway, today's story, I'm gonna, a shit. Some meat. Yeah, I ate that as my booby, so what? Anyway, I'm gonna take you back to 1992. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where a young man, 16 years old, from Nagoya, Japan, named Hatori Yoshihiri, or Yoshi Hatori is what they call him, is from. He was a Japanese exchange student transplanted into Baton Rouge by the American Field Service. He stayed with a family of 3 called the Waymakers, I believe. Haymakers. And one night, he and the son, I believe his name is Glenn, if I'm not mistaken, but Baby Haymaker, that's what we'll call him. The 2 of them were invited by the Japanese American Field Service consul to come to a Halloween party. Hey, puppity. So, they got dressed like any other teenage boys would do. Put on their costumes, said goodbye to their parents, and went out for the night to enjoy Halloween. One piece of potato. And these are boiled, guys. No salt or anything like that. No? Okay, well, I gotta finish telling my story. You take it all day. Okay. So, they go out. They end up in the neighborhood where the invitation was for the party. And Yoshi ended up being killed. How is that even possible, you say? Well, according to Rodney Pierce and his lovable wife, they were threatened by this young man who didn't really speak that much English, and they didn't know what harm was going to come to them. So Rodney took it upon himself to shoot Hatori, or Yoshi, in the chest, which punctured his upper and lower left lung, and he bled out on the way to the hospital. Mind you, Rodney Pierce did not call 911, nor did his wife. They did not attempt to call the authorities before they came outside with a gun and shot this young innocent teenage boy on Halloween night. So let me take you back a little bit. Yoshi dressed up as John Travolta for the Saturday Night Fever movie. And his friend, well, his exchange brother, I guess that's what you call it, he already had a neck injury. And his exchange family was Caucasian. Just to be clear about that. It makes a notable difference in this story. So, they get dressed, get in the car, drive to another part of Baton Rouge to go to this party for Japanese exchange students. Yoshi is here studying abroad. He speaks very limited English. He knows a few words and phrases. Obviously, growing up in Japan, he is not used to our customs or anything of that nature. So, upon arriving to the house that they believed the party was at, which was decked out in Halloween decorations, they parked their car and proceeded to walk to the front door and ring the doorbell, like any respectable person would do when they're going to somebody's house. So, I'll put a little bit of Tabasco on this. Once they got to the house, rang the doorbell, instead of these idiot ass people coming to the damn front door, that was delightful, coming to the front door where the doorbell was rang, they come to the carport or garage door and peek through. At this point in time is Mrs. Pierce. She looks through the door, and her statement to the police is, I saw the first young man, and then, and this is not verbatim, and then I saw an Asian young man coming near me very quickly, and I got scared, and I slammed the door, and I told my husband to go get his gun. Now, if somebody's ringing your door, why the hell would you go to the garage door and open the door? If I'm ringing your front doorbell, then come to the fucking front door. Look through the peephole or the window and say, who is it? You don't just stand there and look at somebody and then you take your racist ideals, because basically that's what it was. She didn't say anything about the white young man standing on her property with a neck brace on. She said something about a 5'5", I believe, 130-pound Asian man, young man, walking towards her, which I would walk towards you too if you opened the side damn door. Duh. Like, how dumb are you? So, her stupid ass husband goes to get his gun. He didn't call the police. He didn't call a neighbor. He went and got his gun. Right? I'll eat one of these. And in the midst of him getting his gun, the two young men proceeded to walk away from the door so they could go get back in their car. Because obviously, even though this house has decorations, it's some weird ass people on the inside that don't know how to answer the front door. And they're clearly not having a party. So they were going to leave. Until Mr. Rodney Pierce comes to the door as they're walking away. Key phrase, walking away. This is the door. They were walking away with his .45 revolver. So, he proceeds to yell at the young man, the Asian young man. Obviously, as I said before, since he is a transplant here, let's try this. I've never eaten this, but we're going to try it today. I know it's a lot of you like, no, don't do it, girl, don't do it, no. But we're going to try it. First time for everything, right? I'm going to put a little Tabasco in it too. I have an extra bowl here. So they said it's rice. Make sure I get 2 scoops. So anyway, he comes to the door and he's screaming and hollering, freeze, don't walk near me, blah, blah, blah. This young man barely speaks English. He thought, they also said that he didn't have his contacts on, so he couldn't see that it was a gun. It's Halloween night. Your house is decked out in Halloween decorations. So naturally, he assumed that this was probably like a prank. This was the house for the party. He didn't know what the hell was going on. So in the midst of all of this, he's laughing because he thinks it's a joke and this guy is not for real, because who the hell answers the door with a 45? And he proceeds to pick up his camera that he was holding, and the guy's busy yelling at him, freeze, stop, don't come any closer. And he hears Mr. Haymaker, Baby Haymaker, in the background, yelling at Yoshi. And obviously, if he's still coming toward you, I'm going to need you to take common sense into account here and notice that maybe he doesn't know what the hell you're saying. Right? And if you were that scared, why did you not, again, call the police? So he ends up shooting him in the chest, as I said earlier. And mind you, Rodney Pierce is 6'2", about 250, I believe the article said. And as I said before, which, made a lot of difference in the story, Yoshi is a young man that's 16, he's 130 pounds, and about 5 feet to 5'1.5" tall, right? You could have punched him in the face and been done with it if you felt that threatened. Let's mix this. Right? Like, you're that big that you have to take down this team. Anyway, so the baby haymaker, he runs to the neighbor, well, a neighbor. They call the cops. The neighbor comes over and, tries to help Yoshi. And the only thing Mrs. Pierce can say to the neighbor is to get off of her property, to go away. Mind you, after Rodney Pierce shot this young man, this innocent young man who was just looking to have a good time on Halloween night with his fellow Japanese American Field Service students, he shot him in the chest and then ran in the house. And still did not call the cops and refused to come out of the house until the cops showed up. You have a teenager on your lawn bleeding out because you decided to shoot him in the chest, not in the foot, not in the leg, not in the arm, not in the hand, in the chest, because he was walking towards you quickly and you were scared. You're a pussy. So, oh, hold on. I forgot. Let's put a little bit of this in there. Because that Tabasco is everything. If you guys hear anything, my rude ass mother is on the phone and she knows I'm filming, but she constantly wants to put her phone on speaker. The people that she talks to are loud. She's loud, so it just is what it is. It's alright. This made it taste like sushi. So, he refuses to come out the house until the police arrive. They arrest him and charge him with manslaughter after, let's say, like a week or so, because when they first came onto the scene, they didn't know what was going on or anything like that, but through investigation, they found out what happened. This is what Baby Haymaker, had told them, and witnesses like the neighbor and stuff like that. So they arrested him for manslaughter. He went to trial, played the victim, he and his wife, and he was essentially acquitted of manslaughter charges. He tried to blame the victim. Because he didn't know what was going on. He's so sorry that this happened. He wished he thought and made a better decision. He wished he and his wife would have talked more. And I'm like, shoulda, coulda, woulda, dude. Like, you're a grown-ass man. These were teenage boys. And they were very small, didn't have any weapons on them, and posed no threat to you. There's always some pussy with a gun that doesn't know how to act with it and uses it for the wrong reasons, and shit like this happens. Now, do you believe he should have gotten convicted for manslaughter? Do you believe that the jury was right, they got it correct when they acquitted him and they didn't charge him? Because I don't. I think he's a poor excuse for a man and a protector. Because at the end of the day, if your wife was really that scared, you could have gotten your gun. But what you're supposed to do is still call the police. Make them aware that you have your gun. And if these two young men were trying to do anything, if they were trying to get in your house, they would have done it. And then you would have had right to shoot Mr. Yoshi. None of that took place. So where was the threat? Because he was standing on your porch ringing the damn doorbell? And in all actuality, walking away when you came outside. Again, at the carport. So, because he was acquitted of the criminal case, the Japanese consul and some U.S. prosecutors helped Yoshi Hatori's family, his parents. They helped Yoshi Hatori's family sue the peers, what the fuck ever. They sued them civilly. And they wanted action against them for wrongful death in the amount of $650,000. These assholes appealed twice, and twice it was ruled in the parents of Yoshi Hatori. Subsequently, his insurance paid $100,000 in the settlement, and he is liable. Mr. Pierce is liable for $550,000. The family is going to, it's 2019. I haven't seen anything recent, whether or not he finished paying, but the family said that they were going to use that money to set up a fund for American children that want to come and live in Japan for a while, and also to help with gun reform. Actually, in 1993, because of this case, it was around the world, and a documentary was made on it called "The Gunshot Heard Around the World." President Clinton signed into law the I believe it's called the Brady bill. And it's really sad that these people had to lose their son, and he has to have scholarship funds in his name and not be able to have a life because of a bigot and his wife. Because that's it. He didn't attempt to shoot Mr. Haymaker. He shot Hatori and ran in the house. His wife didn't feel threatened when she saw Mr. Haymaker, but she felt threatened when she saw Yoshi. They wanted to make it seem like only Yoshi was walking towards them. But obviously, if he doesn't speak much or any English at all, why would Mr. Haymaker let him walk over there by himself? So, you be the judge. I'm going to finish my crabs. If you guys have any Halloween murders that you want me to talk about, please send it to itssweetpea87@gmail.com, which is ITSSWEETP87@gmail.com. You can also follow me at itssweetpea, or it's going to be ITS_underscore Sweet P, the letter P, at Instagram. Okay. But just think about that. If this was your child, your brother, you know, your cousin or something like that, what would you do in this instance? Because I really feel as though that the jury got this wrong. I mean, am I biased, you know, for thinking that it was racially imposed? Or was he justified in shooting one of the boys and then running back in the house? I don't get it. Please let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.